Hey, welcome back everybody to Star Cub Review. Today I'm going to do a couple of reviews, well hopefully I can get a couple of reviews out tonight, but this one is going to be on a game from 2016. I know I'm a bit late on this one, but I only found out about this maybe a couple of days ago, and then I really had to download it, and I played it last night and finished it last night. And you guessed it, it's a 2016 game from an indie developer, Night School Studios. They developed and published it. It's Oxenfree, supernatural, horror, mystery, adventure game. What can I say about this game? It is absolutely amazing. Hands down, from when I opened it up, from the word get-go, from start to finish, I was absolutely enthralled by this game. It drew me in and kept pulling me in till the very end, where there were twists and turns. It has a very, very engaging story. It is very, I want to say it's very story-driven. It's also like a graphic novel per se as well. It is very much like a graphic novel. Basically, the story is you play as Alex, a teenage girl who goes to who goes on a boat to her local island with her friends, and meets up with a couple of other friends on the island already, and then from there's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo supernatural events occur, and then everything changes before their very eyes. Basically, they have to unravel the secrets of the island. The supernatural horror elements of the game were absolutely incredible. The story is very well put together. I've seen some reviews and a lot of people say that some of the writing is stilted. I did not see that at all. The gorgeous environments are breathtaking to look at. Even the characters themselves, it's very character driven and story driven. I cannot express that enough, that this game is very story and character oriented. It is very character driven. You get to know Alex and her friends as all these mysterious events start happening on the island. You've got time loops, you've got ghosts, you've got, for every action there's a consequence. Throughout the story you learn more about certain characters' backstories as well, which is very, very interesting. You've got choices along the way that you can make in the decision making when they're talking to each other, in expressions, in speech bubbles. You can choose to get angry, be nice, all that sort of stuff. It's all very story driven, but like I said, for every action, there's a consequence that leads to something else bigger, and it just keeps going from there. But they've got the elements, you've got a map as well, which you can open up, and it's very well done. It's like it's a drawn map of the different places on the island where the friends are, where you've got to meet. There's all different sorts of events occurring. Like I said, there's the supernatural horror element to it, which adds a whole ghost story element to it as well. And as Alex and her friends dive deeper and deeper into the mysteries of the island, it becomes more apparent that for everything that they do, there's a consequence for something else. For something they do right or wrong, there's a consequence. So it ultimately leads to different endings as well, the outcome at the end. Now, the runtime, or the playtime, I started it last night for the first time, and I finished an entire playthrough within 3 hours. It just depends on how long you decide to stick with, to take the story. But I finished it within 3 hours, from start to finish. I did there was a lot of twists and turns throughout it. You got a special tool with the supernatural elements like you can hear mutterings and whispers and that. You've got a special little radio that comes into it later on that tunes into different channels, which picks up different frequencies. It's all part of the story of this, but it adds a lot of elements to it about friendships, betrayals, you know, just simple teenage angst bullshit that goes with it as well. The stories are very, very involving. It does pull at your heartstrings, especially Alex's backstory. As well as we go along, you get to know more about her backstory, and it becomes apparent that there's a lot of heartache in her backstory, along with some of the other characters in her backstory, in the backstory as well. But what I will say is, Night School Studios has done a fantastic job with this. Like I said, it's an indie game, and for an indie game, the graphics are amazing. It's 2.5D perspective, and the way that it just immerses you in all the different environments and story is very well done, which leads me to the next thing is this game is very, very good. I know I'm very late to it. It came out in 2016, but hey, I'm looking forward to Oxenfree 2, which is only a few weeks away. Few weeks or a month or so away. But I'm looking very forward to the sequel, which is set 5 years after the first one. So I'm definitely going to do another playthrough to get a different outcome with different, actions and consequences to get a different perspective on the story. Now, the endings, from what I can gather, is it's neither good nor bad. There's neither a good ending or a bad ending. There's all different outcomes to different consequences and actions throughout the story. So it's like for each ending, it's something that would have played out differently had you done something differently with this within this timeline or that timeline. So for each ending, it's basically showing you a completely different outcome with the actions that Alex and her friends take throughout the story. I found it fascinating. My first playthrough was amazing. I'm definitely going to do another playthrough to get a different ending to see how my actions will affect the outcome of the story this time round, and go from there basically. But I recommend this to anyone that loves indie games. I'm slowly coming around to indie games. I've played quite a few indie games at the moment, and I'm getting a feel for indie games. I really, really enjoy indie games. It takes me out of playing RPGs and JRPGs and hot survival horror and horror games and all of that, and puts me into some indie games where they're nice and relaxing. So this one's really, really good. Like I said, Night School Studios has done an amazing job. I definitely give this a 8.5 out of 10. Cannot wait to see what they do with Oxenfree 2. But thank you very much for tuning in. For everyone new, thank you so much for tuning in. And those that have returned to watch my videos, thank you so much. This is this one down, and I'll have another couple out, hopefully tonight. If not, I'll have them filmed and I'll get them out as soon as possible tomorrow. All right, thanks, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.